Yes, Shri.
All right, good to see you all. Okay, see at least one person that can. Hey, Muskan, how are you?
Hi, Shri. I'm good. How are you doing?
Well, is there anyone else to show your smiling face this morning? Good afternoon. Anyone available in the cam as well? I'm just trying to put my YouTube also on so I can answer some questions popping up from YouTube. All right, good. Thanks for the people who are online here. And this session is called Sunday Prayers, and we meet at least weekly once, or sometimes a couple of weeks once, to understand how is your progress or how is our progress towards PMP certification. Yeah, that's a primary goal. Also, I have some people getting for PMI ACP certification. Is it important? PMI ACP is also getting more popular. It was popular for a long time, but now PMI ACP, there are some syllabus changes happened recently. What PMI did is after 2011, now they made some content change in PMI ACP because there are a lot of questions. If I go to PMP exam, I have a 50% of my exam questions based on Agile, right? Rather using the word Agile, PMI use the word adaptive nature. So because they don't want to restrict us called Agile, they want to use the term adaptive very carefully. The reason is adaptiveness can start with agility. On top of that, you can have a hybrid. A company can work in a plan-driven approach, then migrated to agile or migrating. We are in 2025. I will not say all the companies in the world are able to totally move. They're still working on it. So there will be some migration time. So PMP exam was looking for project managers, delivery managers, agile managers, scrum masters, who can think from broad perspective of a project with a plan-driven approach, change-driven approach, we call adaptive. That's how the exams are framed. Now, what happened here is there are organizations already matured in agile. Now, I cannot still talk what is agile to them. I should go further detailed. What can I do if I know what is agile? If I know what is agile, what can I do at the organization level or the team level? I should go a little more detailed, right? So there comes the PMI ACP examination. It starts getting more detailed into that. They talk about how you form the team, how you make an organization agile, how you do some nitty-gritties of handling agile teams. So the reason I'm saying this information is I may have some people for PMI ACP today or may come later. So there is a certificate which goes detailed into the agile if your industry is demanding. That's how it is. Good. First, thanks for being here again. It's a bright, sunny morning for me because it was pretty cold last evening. And today it is okay. I see some sunlight, but still it is a -3. Yeah, sunlight with a -3 is okay, right? At least you can go for a run. Good morning this day, and I believe some of you are watching cricket match because it's pretty important in India. However, it is, I know some of you getting for examination in next few days, few weeks of time. Sometime once you book the exam date, weeks will look very closer to you. Until you book the date, it look like, okay, next month I'll write exam. The moment you pay the fee, the moment you put the date on the calendar, suddenly everything looks so tight. So there should be a very clear plan. How do you prepare? If not, a panicness starts happening. The panicness is one of the problem for a human where your breathing ability won't be good. You'll be frustrated. You will not eat properly. Sleeping will have problem. Even for small things, you'll have fight with our friends and family. Right? It usually happens. Shri, should I worry about it? No need to worry. You are a manager. You know what to do. But let's be a little more clear. Okay. One thing, at least, if I learned in leadership or management is one term I keep saying that preparation gives confidence. Maybe you may know this. Preparation gives confidence. What do you mean by preparation? If I want to be healthy for this year, I should start preparation right now. My food, my sleeping, my exercise. Yeah, preparation gives a confidence. Preparation also gives a fearless mindset. One thing best for a human being is staying fearless. why I'm talking all these philosophies here is this exam is a kind of exam which puts you on pressure, puts you on fear, even though you prepare. The problem is you don't know where or when you to call yourself ready. A person who scores a 90% says, still, you don't know, Shri, I'm not sure I'm going to clear the exam. The person who scores a 50% also says the same dialogue. Now, who is going to clear the exam? Right? 50% also says, I don't know when I clear the exam. 90% also says, I don't know when I clear the exam. So, who will clear the exam? Both can clear the exam. Because the main exam is all about a confidence which you show on that scenarios, right? Whatever you practiced, it's for time management. The practice exams set you on a time management. Can I sit for 4 hours of exam? If PMI ACP, 3 hours of exam. Can I read the question in the right order? Am I able to understand the concept? This is what you're practicing. Don't expect that what you practiced, it's going to come same in the main exam. If that's the case, it's not called international exam. It is not having that level of value. If you're going to get the same question. Some people ask me, Shri, will I get the same model? No, you may not. It's different, right? It's different. If it is not different, people would have practiced 1,000 questions and go and clear the exam. No, that's not the way it works. It's an idea how an exam will look like, a simulation. But the exam, every exam is new in nature. Human being, one thing they love century after century is challenges. If you don't love challenges, we won't grow. So your growth starts with a challenging mindset. Let's come back to the concept now. This exam, first thing, be very clear on the date. If I'm in March 2nd today, I will say March 30 I'll take exam, or April this date I'll take exam. If you practice 2 or 3 questions exam for PMP, under this exams you constantly score above 68%. I'm saying 3, 2, 3, 60 questions exams. You do it today, 1 day break, another exam, 1 day break, another exam. Your score starts going 68 plus percentage consistently. Within next 3 weeks, book your main exam, which means a date should be within next 3 weeks and write your exam. That's it, nothing more than that. Because within this 3 weeks, you're going to practice some full exams to clear the exam. What if I am below 68, below 65, which means some tuning is needed. Instead of 3 weeks, you will keep another couple of weeks with you. Maybe you will keep 4 or 5 weeks time to clear the exam. What if I'm scoring below 55%, below 50%? Pretty risky. This means the concepts are not clear. My question reading ability is not really well, or I'm highly distracted person, which means when I'm reading something, my brain is thinking something else. There is a split personality inside a human being. When you do one, your brain thinks another parameter. If your brain is doing that order, your scores drops drastically, right? So it is not about the gap in the knowledge. It's about many thoughts running in your brain, maybe health related, family related, many things will be happening. I will say if you're constantly low in the score, don't book the date immediately. Please talk to me, send the message to me, share your scores. What is your problem? We'll start addressing it. So 3 categories: above 68%, 65, 60, that's one category. 55 below is a different category. Yeah, that's the way we work. Now let's listen to some people who are going to the exam in next few weeks, few days, and help them, and then go for the question. I have 2 things today. I want to talk a little bit on the agile parameters. I have a couple of questions to share with you. So I'll start with Alexander. After a long time, what's happening there?
Yeah. Thank you so much to give me some time to ask you something. So first of all, thank you so much for the introduction. I'm already in the discussion with Raoul because I booked my exam date on 5th of February. I declined it, so I paid already the fee of $80 and saying that I will focus on the next days because I have seen on the questionnaire rounds, and even I tried one full mock test to see how my score rate is. It is too low. Now I'm focusing on 12th of March to do exactly the exam. I'm not doing a full mock test at the moment, only 40 questionnaire rounds. And with Raoul, I'm in this discussion because my score rate is exactly what you described. I didn't reach higher than 63% and kind of coming to 48%. So this is exactly my high tolerance and low tolerance where I'm coming to. And I have a lot of problems by reading correctly the question. So a few questions I have here. how can I improve reading questions correctly to start elimination technique, to understand the answers correctly. Some of the tensions I get, predictive agile approach, this I understand completely, but most likely, what are the keywords to exactly find the correct answers? This is one of the big problems I have. And secondly, a question to you is, because my mother tongue is not English, my English skill is also not pretty high. As you can hear, my English is really bad, but does it make sense
You
to...
you you call this is bad.
Yes, my English is not very good.
Okay.
Yes, okay. But
So
coming to
humble you
that,
are.
huh?
Okay.
Yeah, but coming to that question is, does it make sense to start the exams or even the mock test with my native language, which is German? So I'm coming from Germany. It doesn't make sense to jump back to my mother tongue.
Ah, okay. Okay, good. First, happy that you are able to share your open feedback or your way of progress. One thing I like or respect people is speaking openly where they are stuck. Because at the age of 30 or 14 manager role, you don't want to say that you are scoring low. People feel shy to say that. So first, good you did that. And good decision you changed it. Because the score, what you're saying, will not help us. It will put further panic in the main exam. Now, before you go straight to the how to improve that, let's understand some of the basics. What are the books you have read?
Rita 11,
Hmm.
Agile guidebook I have read,
Agile
and of
practice.
course PM book 7 I have read in German only.
You read in German.
Yes, because I ordered the book wrong, not in English, but in German.
Okay, okay. Did you like it reading in German?
I mean, this is my mother tongue,
So your
so
reading was faster.
yes, reading faster, understand it really fast,
So
because as I said, my skill in English is not really high.
your concept understanding went to depth when you read in German?
Mhm.
Okay. Now, why I'm understanding these questions is I do have many friends who take exam in German because I live in Netherlands. I take classes in Germany. People take in German, but as you rightly say, there is one problem when you take in your German language because at least we are now more international, right? Germany is more of international, where you have business coming from different countries, primarily US based business. So
Hmm.
your office work, your emails, and your business thinking will be in English. Whereas you meet another German person, you will talk to them in German about office related issues or problems.
Exactly. Yes.
Coffee chat, chat will happen in German. Or you
Yes.
want to complain something about your office with your girlfriend, you will complain something.
Yes.
That will happen in German. But your brain will not think in the business perspective in the German language. That will not happen.
Hmm.
If that is not happening for you, then exam in German is a tough. I'll give another scenario. There is a big construction group in Netherlands. I do some trainings for them, and they are purely Dutch, and their office work is also Dutch. They speak meetings in Dutch. They write emails in Dutch. They work in labor work, other parameters in Dutch. But this person tried in English 2 times, couldn't clear. And then third time only he came to me. Then I was understanding with him. The problem is not problem. Is the office is full of Dutch, but you're asking to think in English. Then he switched the language to Dutch to go for the examination, was able to clear the examination. Now, what I want to say here is um, if your office work is a purely in English going on, don't switch
Yes.
the language.
Okay.
Okay, this is clear.
Good point. Good point.
Now let's come to the understanding part. See, thing is, some of the concepts you may not heard or used in your project before. For example, if Agile is not there, let me ask you this question. Agile is there already?
Yes.
Is there? What level of Agile they're following in your organization?
I would say it's an hybrid version that we are doing. So most of the things are really agile, but some of them is predictive.
Still maturing. Okay, nice to know. And when you take this, the 40, you're taking only 40 questions, right?
Yes.
Only 40 questions. When you work out on the gray area, did you found which area it's going down for you?
What do you mean with that?
When you analyze the 40 questions, you will see which areas you're not scoring well. Maybe in vendor management, not scoring well. Quality management, not scoring well. Or agile, I'm not scoring well. Do you know which area you are struggling?
Yeah, kind of agile, I would say. So most of the things are in agile, but
Mm,
also I answer very stupidly. So after running through
mm,
the round again, the mock
Mm.
test, for the
Mm.
questionnaire, I see that 5 or 6 answers that I have given are really stupid, because when I'm reading again the question and
Okay.
reading the answers again, it is clear for me it is A, not C, and I have chosen C. Why I choose it? And if I score it again, the pass
Okay.
rate is 75. So
I understand. And this happens. If I ask, I have a bunch of people online now. If I ask at least 5 or 6 people, tell same for me. Okay, let me ask again here. Anyone here like that? You feel the same? What you share the feel with Alexander?
Yes.
Yes.
Feeling in the same boat.
Okay, so since I hear a couple of voices saying yes, let me also listen. What strategy anyone here following for that? Any strategy here?
if I'm able to talk, what I'm doing right now is reading the question,
Mm,
reading the answers from
mm,
bottom to up, not
mm.
from up to the bottom. Then reading the question again to collect the keywords, trying to collect the keywords, and then
Yeah,
walking through the answers again to exactly choose the right answer, what I think.
you're doing right. You're doing right. Okay. Now let's come to the point. So you read the book clearly, then you are practicing 40 questions. How many 40 questions you would have practiced?
Uh, 60.
16
One,
times 40 questions.
yes, 1 6.
Wow. Why you didn't go to next level? 60 questions exam, 180 question exam. Why?
Ah, 60 questionnaire is good. I was in the discussion with Raoul. That
Uh,
was my plan yesterday, to do exactly 60 questionnaire.
Okay.
The
Okay.
advantage is 40 questions is only 1 hour.
Okay.
I
That's
can
what.
do more.
Okay. Coming to the point here. I have seen some people in chapter test, they were trying. The scores are not going high. They were scoring only, let's say, out of 10, they scored 5, 6 correctly. In 40 questions, they score very low. These people, I have seen something different. When they go and do 60 questions or take a 180 question, their score starts getting better, which means there are people over a number of questions they answer broader, sit for a longer duration, the brain processing is better, which means after 40 or 50 questions, the brain starts stabilizing. They start thinking more broader and detailed and answer the questions. This is one kind of
Mhm.
category. I'm not saying that you will do that, but I'm saying that you should also try 60 question, 180 questions. Let's come to that point later. Answering your question, how to solve the question. This how to solve the question is you read the concept very well. You also understood agile area we are struggling, which means I will respect or expect you to read agile practice guide one more time, revise those concepts one more time. That's can be one thing. Another
Mhm.
thing is in our classes, we have learned something. Whenever we read a question, the question is primarily hint on the last line, last sentence of the question.
Okay.
There could be 1 or 2 lines or 3 lines. Maybe we read the first 2 lines, our mind would have got to that 2 sentence. But actual question will be the third or fourth sentence. Many people miss that part. So in the class, we have learned something. When I read a question, first I will see who is being targeted in the question. When I say who, is it an individual, maybe a manager, or maybe a particular project itself? A project is going down in a timeline, something like that. Or there could be a team member. When I first understand who is being targeted, I can better think on the answers, right? Another parameter I would have said that look at the intensity of the question. When I say intensity, when I don't address this problem, what will happen to my project? Will my project derail
Hmm.
or will my project survive? Right? Because based on this, your answers will come back. So, who and intensity. I have given 5 points, but at least I'll choose 2, 3 now. Who is very important, intensity is very important. Last sentence is very much important. There, I see many people miss it. That is why when you read the second time the question, you get it. When you read the second
Mhm.
time, now you read the last sentence carefully.
Yeah.
When you're under pressure, you don't read the last sentence carefully. Reading last sentence is very important. I'll tell another parameter you have to use. We know something called the elimination technique. We use elimination technique, right? So how can you use elimination technique, Shri? Should I just eliminate it? No. In elimination technique, there is a logic. How do you eliminate? There is something called a PMI ethics.
Yeah.
In PMI ethics, they give 4 parameters. Do anyone remember 4 parameters in PMI ethics?
Yes. Yes.
Responsibility,
respect, fairness,
respect,
and honesty.
honesty, and fairness, right? 4 things. But these are only single words. Responsibility, respect, yeah. And this PMI ethics is called as PMI mindset. If I read this 4 terms carefully, each one is given as a paragraph. How, as a manager, I take responsibility of my decisions. How, as a team, we take responsibility for the success of the project. As a vendor, how we take responsibility of being very ethical in my transactions. Now, if I know this responsibility has such a meaning, now when there's a 4 answers, definitely 2 answers will have unethical word there. When I say unethical word, somehow a vendor is trying to cut the contract somewhere. Somewhere a manager is delegating the task, whether he or she should have done it. Somewhere the team who have to own the success of the project don't want to own it. They use the term we and they. There is something called we and they culture in corporate, right? We do, they don't do kind of culture. We have to watch out these terms in the answers. When I can eliminate that, already my PMI mindset is got into. So PMI ethics, the 4 terms, I just gave a small clue, small hint. Responsibility, I took one place, manager, team, vendor. In responsibility, I can speak for 45 minutes. That much of content is there. Then I go to respect. Respect, I'll have another 45 minutes. Then I go for honesty, another 40 minutes. Then I go for fairness, another 40 minutes. If I read these 4 things carefully and I understand the PMI thought process, now when I sit in the exam, my brain will calculate and tell that's wrong, this wrong, this wrong. Now I know the right answer, by which you can get to the close to the right answer. I would have said this in class, but I'm reiterating it now. If I help you in one place, I don't want to give too many things for you and confuse you. I'll give one thing, which means when you read the question, see how can you understand who is being targeted. What is the intensity of the question? Will it derail or will the project move forward? And the third point is following PMI mindset called PMI ethics. And that related, how can I eliminate it? If I can do that, you may get close to the answer. This is what you can try. This is one point. On your time management, 40 question exams you're taking in 1 hour. So now I will say next exam, take 60 questions. Let us see how you're doing in 1.5 hours.
Okay, then I have one quick question. Sorry for stealing the time from the other ones. Because I was in a discussion with Raoul in saying that today I will do a full mock test.
You're going to do very good. Very
to
good.
exactly see how my score will be at the
Very
end.
good. Very good. Very good. Do that. How you are doing time management plan? You have a plan with you? How you want to do this full exam?
Not really, no.
Not really. Okay, nice. So now what you can do is, let's divide this exam into 3 sections, right? 60, 60, and 60. First 60 questions, keep your mindset that you will do in 80 minutes of time or max 90 minutes. Okay. So you know that when it comes to the clock starts at 2:30 minutes in ShriLearning 2:30 plus 20. That means the break time also included. So when you take the exam, you should know that when I come to 80 or 90 minutes, I will stop with the 60th question. I will take a 10 minutes break. Even though I'm very strong, athletic person, still take break. You go walk out, take a cup of coffee, come back.
Sure.
Again, you take another 60 questions for 75 minutes, another 60 questions for 75 minutes. Follow this very religiously, write in a paper somewhere, follow the systematic. I'm sure you'll score better. Don't worry on the score on the first exam. First exam is to understand your time management. Understanding, can I sit in a place for 4 hours? That's what I want to do. And this score can go high or low. Share with me, then we'll converse what we can do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Coming back to your points, you're going to refresh Agile Practice Guide after today's full exam, not today. And next time when you read a question, you're going to watch out who is being targeted, what is the intensity of the question, and the PMI ethics carefully. Let's do only this. This alone will improve the score a little bit. Then we'll work closely. Share me the score on this part.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
Good.
last point I have at the end, if you can walk through two questions I have from the questionnaire round, which I don't understand. Maybe the team and you can give some
We can
feedback.
discuss. We can discuss. Feel free to share it in the WhatsApp group also. I believe you are in the expert group already. Are you?
Yes.
Okay, share that question in the expert group. I'm sure someone will get triggered. They will answer back also. We will discuss again.
Okay,
Good.
thank you. And
One
thank you
thing,
for your time.
Alexander, stay confident. This exam is all about confidence.
Thank you.
Perfecto. All right, good. Then that's about Alexander. Let's get to next person. Quickly listen to that. Muskan is here. Yes, Muskan.
Hi. So,
Hi.
yesterday I gave 2 full marks, and today I gave one. Yesterday, so in total, I've given 4 marks till date.
You
Four,
did 2 exams yesterday, back to back.
yes.
Wow.
As
That's
well, I gave the first test in the morning, then I analyzed, then I gave the second one in the evening, and then I analyzed partially.
why?
And
Why such a hurry?
even I don't know that. So today morning I gave another exam, and it was bad. It was really bad. I mean, last exams were like okay, I was getting a good score as
Hmm.
in about 60%, but today I got 57%.
Hmm.
And today it was weird because I was mentally drained also because yesterday I did a lot of
Hmm.
questions, and today I was just not reading the questions. I was marking. I was just wanted to complete the test because I don't
Hmm.
know. So either I was very overconfident that I did really well in the last exams, I'll do great here as well, or
Hmm.
I don't know. So now I wanted to book my exam date, but after seeing today's score, I don't really know. I mean, I don't. I'm confused whether to book an exam or not, or when.
Understood. Understood. At least I remember a WhatsApp conversation with you.
Hmm.
I believe a couple of times you scored above 75. Is it correct?
No, no. I scored 73, 72, 71.
All right, very good. But why this rush yesterday and today to do 3 exams? Did you bet someone something with your friends?
No, no, no. So the point was that I only get weekends to do it, and weekdays will
Okay.
be difficult.
Okay.
So,
All right, got you. PMP exam, it's not about the quantity, it's about quality,
hmm,
which means that number of questions is important. I'm not denying that, but one full exam will exhaust you for 2 days. If I take one exam today, my brain is already exhausted if I completely focus and take exam. If I do only click, 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 yeah, I can take more exams.
hmm,
If I think very well and I answer at least 150 questions, I think 30 I didn't think properly. Click, click, that's okay. 150 questions I think and answer, my brain is exhausted.
hmm,
I definitely need a break, which means after 180 questions, I will analyze each question for at least 1 or 2 days. Since you are not booked the exam date, I don't think you have a pressure to take like this. If someone booked the exam for next week and they didn't take any exam, then I will tell, okay, do something like this. But what you did is not good for your mind health. Please don't do this furthermore. Now, since you are in a mindset whether I'm ready or not,
hmm,
to me, as I see in your WhatsApp scores, I felt you are already ready for the exam. You could go for the main exam from 2 to 3 weeks. Maybe I would have said this before already with you. You're ready for this exam. Now, answering your question, today, March 2nd, I will ask you to keep the exam date by 2 weeks from now, right? Or 10 days or 15 days, that's a max. Don't delay further. There is something, a curve is there, which means you put effort to go to some level. If you don't do the exam by the time, it starts declining because in your life, other priorities will start coming inside. Your life, you can wait for 2 to 3 months. Beyond this, other priority will come. So when you come to the peak of your score, peak of your performance, go clear the exam, come out. If you wait further, it starts declining, right? It won't go further. If you think I will go 90%, 95%, it will not happen. It will start declining. So answer to your question is, don't worry about this scores, what happened recently. It is a purely of exhausted mindset. That's not the way we have to practice. Now answering you, book your exam by between 12, 15, some timeline in March,
hmm,
and give a break now. The 3 exams which you took, pick up 1 or 2 exams, analyze all the questions carefully, what happened there. This is one area. Other area where I'm worried with you is you are saying that I'm exhausted, I'm just clicking the answer. This could be you are much confident on yourself. This could happen. But in the main exam, you should not do this.
hmm,
In main exam, you should be very careful. To make this very much careful and more involvement, I would say in next 2 3 days, pay the exam fee. The moment you pay the fee, seriousness will start coming.
hmm.
Yeah. So first talk to Rahul, understand what is the fee structure and pay the exam fee, book it. Once you book it, even now going forward, whatever exam you take, you'll be very serious. In fact, I don't know whether I spoke to you or someone. I asked to do this. If you know you're going to take the main exam by morning 8 o'clock, you have to practice your exam also as morning 8 o'clock. Is it
Yeah,
you?
for me only.
With
So
you, with you.
the exams were early morning 5 to 8. Today's exam was the same, 8 to 12 wala
8 to 12. Very good. 8 to 12. Okay. Okay.
and
Then it's good. It's
I
good.
was distracted and also I don't know the reason behind why it
Uh,
went poor. So do you
no.
suggest me to take
Mm.
probably 3 or 4 days after another exam
Yes. Yes. But I asked this question. How much of time you took to write this exam?
today?
Yes.
2.5 hours.
Sorry, repeat again.
2.5 hours.
2.5 hours. How about the breaks?
5 minutes break each.
5 minutes break. Okay. 2.5 hours is fine because of your speed. But I would say, can we make it a little more higher? Maybe another 30, 40 minutes you can add.
Hmm.
Because the speed is also sometimes spoiling the score. I
Okay.
remember your first exam, with the speed you scored well. I
Hmm.
said don't reduce the speed because that's your style of writing.
Hmm.
Okay, we cannot drastically reduce it. But a 2.5 hours and score is a dropping means your break is not going well. And maybe after 120 question, you're losing interest. You start
Okay.
clicking something. First
Hmm.
30, 40, you answer properly, then you stood. Imagine last 30 questions goes wrong continuously, your scores will drop.
Hmm.
So I would say stay consistent and take, I would have said to Alexander also, have a strategy before you write the exam. 60 question, I will take in 70 or 80 minutes. Spend the time there. Time is more important, right? Do that and your brain will be able to think properly. For
And
you, I don't have any worries. You will sure clear the main exam very smoothly. Only thing is your speed could be one of the concern which you have to work out and book your date. Once you pay the money, you get more seriousness.
and one last question. Do you
Hmm.
suggest me to read the book or just go through the books again? Because I feel some areas I
Yes. Those areas only, not everything. Don't read the book fully, not needed. Note down the areas.
Hmm.
I would have said this maybe with you chat. You should read stakeholder, how stakeholder involve in quality management, how stakeholder will impact in vendor management. In vendor management, I may need few stakeholders. Could
Hmm.
be external, could be internal. In my company, I have a vendor management team. Vendor management team, my team, and I will have a vendor who is from internal to my country, outside of my country. So if this is a case, how my vendor will be handled? If I can think in that direction, and again, this is a PMI mindset, right? You think in that direction, then you start answering better. Vendor management is not always contract, fixed price contract, cost reimbursable. No, that's not the only thing. If you go to exam, they'll put a question of a stakeholder from here, 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 how you're handling. So stakeholder management is a center topic, very important topic. From here, quality. From here, vendor. From here, risk, how it will work. If you can think this direction, and that kind of reading you have to do at this point.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Good. Keep up the momentum, but don't exhaust yourself. That's important. Good. Quickly, one more person. Trisha.
Yeah, so I have my exam tomorrow. I just had a quick, yeah,
I
okay. I
know.
just
Yeah.
had a quick question.
Okay.
Can we use the calculator if there is any calculated question? Like it's a center-based exam.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
Yeah. I
forgot
think
to ask that.
I remember your scores. You are in a top range already. And I said we will talk in the call today, isn't it?
Yes,
Okay. I have a few sessions today. Once done, I'll connect with you. What is the time zone?
I'm India. I see.
IST. Okay. Then I'll connect in the gap in between the breaks. Coming to you, question. Exam will have one or two mathematical question, that too very rarely, because many exams, they don't have math question at all. You get zero math question. If at all one math question comes up, it will come from PERT calculation. Are you aware of PERT calculation?
Yes,
Right. That is optimistic,
most likely and pessimistic.
pessimistic,
Beta
right?
distribution and yeah.
Very good. Very good. Nice to know. Now, you're going center-based exam. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you go to center-based exam, first thing they will give a sheet or a paper to write. It's not a paper. They give a plastic sheet which you can reutilize it. and they give a marker to write on it. And they don't give a physical calculator, but in computer, the exam application called PMI, which is Pearson who conducts exams, on the top, you will see an icon for calculator. So answering your question, there could be a calculator, there will be a calculator, which is on the computer itself, not a system calculator, application calculator. If in case a question comes for you, you will use that calculator. It
Okay.
helps you.
Yeah.
And since you have exam tomorrow, some of the basic questions to you. Did you verify your name spelling, what you gave in application, maps with your ID card? Did you check that?
No, I'll check that once. But I think it should.
Check it once,
Yeah.
including the space between the first name and the last name. Because some ID cards, they include a first and last name without space. Some will be with a space. Be a little careful. Even space is considered as a mistake. I'm telling you, you should carry an ID card that should be a photo ID, a government approved photo ID with your signature. Both should be there. Your photo should be there, your signature should be there. If you are from India, your Aadhaar will not be valid, your voter ID will not be valid. So carry an ID card like a license, PAN, passport, be prepared on the spot.
I was taking passport, but I'll just check if
Okay.
the name is same.
Check. Okay, very good. That's one clear. Second one is, are you aware of the center? How far it is from your place?
Yeah, it's like 20 minutes. I've seen the center.
Very good.
I
That's
checked
clear.
yesterday.
That's clear. So another point is, when you go to exam, you can carry something to eat in the break. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
I know it's not a picnic. We are not going for a tour, but the exam will exhaust you. When you write for 1 or 2 hours, you feel more hungry. You'll feel very tired. Carry a fruit juice or a Snicker bar chocolate, something to give glucose and energy. Sugar is needed. Carry something to eat in the break. And definitely take the break. Don't miss the break. Perfect. Good. But still, we'll connect over the phone call. But for now, these points are sufficient for you. Your scores are on a good average. Maintain the same momentum for the main exam.
Yeah, sure.
Good.
Thank
All right. Good wishes.
Can I
Nice.
ask
Nice.
you,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes, Alexander.
sorry,
Yes.
Shri, again for jumping in, but exactly on this time running, I have one question. You said it will be in three sequences. So 60 minutes, one sequence, 60 minutes, another one, and 60 minutes, the last one. Between, I have 10 minutes break. Is it like with the 16th questions, you already explained it a lot of times, but you will get the question, do you want to take a break?
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me help you there. Good coaching. Good question from you. It's not only you, many will have the same doubt. I'm going to help that right now with the screen. That way, at least, will be clear. Confirm you're able to see the screen, what I'm sharing?
Yes.
Got it, right? Okay, now look at this picture. Take a moment to observe what is happening there. This is your main exam. Is your exam goes by time or goes by questions?
By questions.
Questions. Okay. So now a small correction, which we were mentioning now, 60 minutes, then break will come. The answer is no, not 60 minutes. Your exam, PMI gives you 180 questions and then they leave you free because you are a professional. What do you mean by professional? You know how to manage your time. PMI will not interfere into your time management. Then what does it mean? PMI will only wait when you will come to 60th question. They will wait for this. You can come to 60th question in 40 minutes, right? It's possible. I can come in 60 minutes. Is it possible?
Yeah.
Possible. I can even come to 110 minutes. That's also possible. For example, Muskan was mentioning, I did the whole exam in 2.5 hours, which means, let me ask her itself. Muskan, how long you took for the first 60 question? You are there, Muskan? Maybe she dropped off. She's not here. Okay, coming back here. Now, if someone goes for 2.5 hours, they would have to cross us in 30 minutes or 40 minutes, which means, answering your question, Alexander, PMI don't want to interfere into your time management. They leave it free. However, whenever you come to first 60 questions, you want to jump to 61st question. You click the button. Now a pop-up will come. And this pop-up will ask you, would you like to go for a break? Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. I would say go for yes. When you say yes, you get a small timer running here. And this timer will be a 10 minutes timer. And your main clock will freeze. This will freeze and this clock starts running. After 10 minutes over and this clock starts running because this clock gets dissolved. It's over. Now you
Yeah.
can question me, Sri, what if I choose no? What if I choose no? Will I get this 10 minutes for my exam?
No, you will not get it.
That's not logical, right? So if that's the case, I think everyone will take this no, isn't it?
Yeah.
So everyone will get a plus 20 minutes. That's not logical. So PMI don't allow for that. So it's up to you if you don't take the break. If you don't take the break, loss is ours. So recommendations, take the break. If at all you say don't want to take a break, what will happen is this a timer will not run. Rather, you will be moved to 61st question. Okay. Now what will happen is when you move like this section will be locked. What do you mean by locked? Which means you cannot come back and review any of the question. It is locked. A new set of another 60 questions gets opened.
Yeah.
The same process will happen when you come to 120 questions. When you come to 120 questions, you'll give another 10 minutes break. Again, when you come to 120 questions, maybe you have another 70 minutes balance with you. Again, repeat again, PMI or a Pearson don't want to involve in your time management. They leave it free with you. It's your decision. Yeah, you got that?
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, I was
All right.
exactly sticking to that thing that if I'm running for the first set by 90 minutes,
Uh-huh.
which is almost too long, but still it makes sense to take a break because it has no impact on the
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah. I would say take a break. Even if you're under a high pressure of time, at least take a 5 minutes break. Don't go without the break. Break is much, much, much important. Okay?
Yeah.
Good. Nice to know. Now, with all this discussion for last 30 minutes, now time to jump into some subject also. Yeah, let's listen some subject. All right. What I do is I have something on Agile to discuss to see what we think about it. Yeah, well, let's do that. Now, question to people here, Agile, in which books we are reading Agile now? Because we have in Data 11, we also have an Agile practice guide. Which book you are preferring now?
Agile practice guide, Shri.
That is more good for you. Okay, good to know. Then let me bring this topic. Why I ask this question is this image is taken from Agile Practice Guide book. Have you seen this image before? Now, if you have seen this image, I'm going to ask your interpretation. On the left side, you have something called Agile. Okay, Agile is a term used here. Now, question to people here is Agile is given here but also we have two terms here called incremental and iterative. What is the relation between these three people? Can someone, once you read the book, maybe you have some idea. Can you help me? What is the relation between these people? Why we have these three terms coming together? Any relation here? Hmm. It's okay even if you have a wild
Both of
imagination.
them, both of them focus on de- delivering the product in a smaller groups.
Very good.
Not one.
Very good. Number one is small. Okay, nice. I like that. That's what here, right? Working in small value added increment. Is it what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Very good. Nice to know. Small. Why we have to go small? Any thoughts on that? Why?
To
This
understand the uncertainty, to deal with the uncertainty is better.
There you go. There you go, right? So it's not predictable, right? It's opposite of predictability. So you're saying that there could be more changes. That's called uncertainty, isn't it? That's what you're trying to say?
Yes.
Uncertain. Very good. Nice. So you want to go in small because uncertainty is very high. Okay. Nice. Now let's turn the coin other side. By the way, I'm seeing some chat messages also. Let me see that. Anita says, depending on uncertainty and risk. Very good. Well said, Anita. Now, question to people here. When you say small, when we say uncertain, other side of it, we are having a scenario where it can be bigger in nature or uncertainty can be lesser also, which means we know clearly what to do. When I know clearly what to do, I'm going to call it as a predictive nature in a project where my degree of change is lesser. I'll give a number for it. Let's say 1, and let's say here number is a 20. So somewhere my degree of change is less, which means my uncertainty is pretty less. And my frequency of delivery, let's put a number 1, let's put a number 20 here. Frequency of delivery is lower, which can means I no need to go small in nature, right? So I go for predictable project. Then I'll ask this question. If I say my nature of work is not in small, my uncertainty is less, can I call predictive projects are very simple, easy, just I can do that? Is that the feel I have to get in my mind?
No.
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 Okay. Why you think, see, when you're going in a big in size, your uncertainties are clear, then why you think it is not an easy project? Let's take,
Um,
in our class, we talk about a hospital, right? Hospital, let's put an example. Hospital in Amsterdam, hospital in New York City, hospital in Mumbai, a very big hospital, and that's coming with, let's say, 12 floors. Now, for this 12 floors, it's not a small delivery. It's a very big, massive delivery. Uncertainties are reduced because my degree of change is less, because I would have spent 12 months for what? 12 months for what?
Planning.
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 Planning. Then what I did is, while I'm doing this, I create something called a risk register. Do anyone remember this? Risk register.
Yes.
In the register, I noted down which is a high risk, which is a low risk, which is a moderate risk, and I also have some action plan for it, called mitigation, call something. I write it down.
Yeah.
When I know this much of planning, when I spend time on risk handling, when I know my resource handling very well, then why I should not call this a hospital a cakewalk project, a simple project? Why should I not call like that? Any thoughts?
Because also here changes can happen. Yeah? So government can come up with new laws, or I don't know, nature impact because of horrible situations. So it has an impact on my also my predictive way.
Okay. Government, nature. Okay.
OPAS.
So it will leave for
Right.
lesser room for scope. This one incorporate a new scope in case
New
if it comes.
scope. New scope. Okay. It could come inside. So what I'm hearing is it is something called organizational process assets or enterprise environmental factors. So do you remember these terms somewhere we read in the class?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So which means even though I sit and plan for 12 months, still there is a room for changes, isn't it? We cannot say no for it. So this is why we created, let me clean the screen. This is why we created earned value management. If you remember, anyone remember it, we put a line called PV. You remember that line? Plan value.
Plan
Then
value.
Then we work on something called earned value, right? EV, how much we got. And
Yeah.
then we watch out how much of money we are spending for that. What do you call it as?
Actual cost.
Actual cost, right? So let's put this way. We thought of completing 54 work packages as per this date. Yeah, there's a planned value. But actually, my team would have done, let's say, 48 work packages. Now, I should have done 54, but there is a gap. How much of gap we have?
6.
6 work packages. We don't know how important the 6 work packages. The 6 work packages can be very simple work. or very complicated work. Is it true? Both can be there.
Yes.
Yes.
But should I punish my team if they can't do this?
No.
No.
No. But should I forecast and make some course corrections? Should I do that as a manager?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
So forecasting is highly needed. Who has to take accountability and responsibility of forecasting in a plan-driven project?
Project
Project
manager.
manager.
Project manager. So when a project manager has to forecast, based on what he will forecast, what will help you to forecast?
Velocity.
Cost variance.
Velocity, variance,
Hmm.
primarily the data, right? The data about the project. If you remember in the class or you read in the book, there is something called work performance data. Have you heard it?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What is work performance data? Whatever you see here, this is called work performance data, which means how much of work team planned, what they completed. It's work performance data. When I compare it, it's called work performance
Information.
information. By comparing, I'll come to know 6 items are pending. It's information. If I connect it with something called KPI, have you heard about KPI?
Yeah.
Key
Yes.
performance index.
Key performance index.
Indicators.
Right. Then what should I call it as? Work performance
Report.
report. So work performance data is a raw data. Work performance information is a compared variance. Report is your KPI. KPI talks about whether my project is a success, unsuccessful, am I good, am I bad. I think this is what they present in the town hall in your company. Is this true? They present,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Now, I don't want to solve all the answers in one slide, but just want to give a highlight. You all agree with me that a plan-driven project, even for a hospital in Mumbai or Amsterdam city, which they took 12 months to plan, doesn't mean it will go as per the plan. It could make some changes, but we have to watch it out. But still, we took 12 months to plan because, let me ask this question to you. Why we spend a 12 months to plan for a hospital? Why I should do that? Why?
Because I have to, in the end of the project, I should come up with the deliverables, no?
Very good. Very good. I could have, see, a hospital, someone in Mumbai or Amsterdam or in Berlin, someone says, hey, let's go for a hospital. I got this message. A contract comes to me by Friday evening. I feel excited. Wow, amazing. Okay, come on, guys, take all the machines. Let's go start the work Monday morning. Why I'm not doing that way?
Cost of
Because you have to plan
cost
properly.
borne by the change is higher when it is not
Cost of delays. I will have cost of delays.
Cost of delays. Okay.
Co-
Changes are higher. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me put this all the things together. Let's see whether you can say this is right or wrong. So now we are saying that if Friday, what's the date today? 2nd of March. Let's say 28th of February, I got the contract. Hey, let's start the hospital in Mumbai or Amsterdam. I'm saying that, guys, team of 30 people, let's go to the field, start cleaning the ground, start the work straight away. And if I do that, people say, yeah, exactly, let's do that. But some people disagree with me. No, that's not the way it works, Shri. We have to properly plan. I'm questioning them why you have to plan. Then they say that, you know what? Changes are expensive. They use this word to me. What do you mean by that? Then I'm saying that if a new change comes in, we have something called a scrap cost. Scrap cost. We have to demolish something to redo the job. So there is something called rework cost. Really? Scrap is a cost? Yeah, it goes out. Someone has to redo the job. When you redo something, there is going to be a quality issue going to happen on that. Is it possible? Quality issue will pop up.
Yeah.
When I scrap something, when I rework something, when quality something, there could be a new risk could pop up in the project. I'm talking for the work which I said called hospital. Okay, what all can happen? In a hospital, we thought we'll go with, let's say, 12 floors. 12 floors. Okay, I started the work already, put in the basement. Now a change comes in, they say, I want to add another 5 floors. Oh, that's a big change, man. When I want to do this, I have to change some of my basement work. When I change my basement work, it's going to charge me money, isn't it? It's going to charge me money. I have to scrap, I have to rework, I have to do quality, I have to do risk. Even though I made a 12 months of plan, this change can come further. But I want to minimize this cost. I'll repeat again. I can't make it zero. Can I make it zero?
No.
No.
No, right? I can minimize, right? That I can do. For that reason, they need a manager who can forecast, who can think, who can plan properly. Okay, now we are discussing in this place. I started this topic saying that this is not an easy project, even though you know everything, changes will happen. We learned it in PMI, PMP book that there is something called EEF, plus you have organizational process assets. If I know this, and I think as a manager with something called PMI ethics. What are the PMI ethics? PMI ethics.
Responsibility,
Respect,
respect, fairness,
responsibility,
honesty.
fairness, and honesty.
I take responsibility as a manager. My team takes responsibility. I respect each other in my team. I respect my own decisions. I'm a honest person to take a right decision. Tell me any risk popping up with the manager, with my team, as when it happens. I'm fair on my decisions, not being biased. With this EEF and OPA, if I can carry this PMI ethical thought process, and this is called mindset. Mindset means a behavior, a character. If I live in a village called PMI, I will follow the road rules of that village. I will follow the food system of that village. I will wear the dress code of that village if I live in that village for 3 more months. If I come as a tourist for 2 days, I don't care. I will eat somewhere, I will drive somewhere, pay some fine, I go out of the village. If I stay in that PMI village for more than 3 months, I'll do that. And that's called mindset. When you go to exam hall, they want to see, are you living in a PMI village? If you behave as a tourist, your exam will be tough. You have to start living in the village. How do you live in the village? When you read the books, you read from PMI perspective. That's called EFOPA and PMI ethics and concepts what you are learning here. This is for a plan-driven project. Are you aligning what I'm saying? This is what you see in the books.
Yes.
Right? This is what they're saying, right? Now let's see a little bit on the agile parameter. Even though agile is a very interesting topic, we can keep talking a lot and lot and lot because agile is yet to prove that they are very successful. What do you mean by Shri? Because agile started coming from the year 2001, even though from 1950 we are talking about iterative incremental many companies. It took nearly 50 48 years to come to a stage called agile. Now we are in 2025. Still, we cannot conclude completely small things are working perfectly. Changes are easily acceptable in the team. Feedbacks are really taken in a positive way. There is a failing fast is taken in a positive mindset. Still, we are struggling. Still, we are struggling. You will see that in the exam question paper. See, exam question paper, it's a real time problems. That's why they give us a question. That's why PMP papers are tough. They take real problems and put the problem in a question format. PMP exam is not a usual exam in the model, where usual exams in the model is they'll ask iteration means how many weeks, that will be a question. Who will run the daily stand-up meeting in Agile? Oh, tough question, man. That kind of question in a normal exams. PMP don't go in that route. They go in a route where they say that in this 25 years, what are the problems happening in the world? If you learn as a PMP certified person in the next 5 years, how you will drive the world? They're looking for future also. Let's say into 2030, you should be a person to do something better for the society. That is why the exam paper are getting tougher. So coming back here, in 2025, I will say that the world is still struggling in this area. Now, what is a mindset? Mindset is welcome change. It's nice to Sri, welcome change. What do you mean by welcome change, man? You mean whenever change comes in, I will adopt to it? Yeah, it is, but there is a limit for it. In your class or in our class, we learned that if I want more changes to come in, I should follow the fourth principle of Agile. Can anyone help me? What is the fourth principle of Agile out of 12 principles? Is there a principle says business people and developers
Must work
should,
together.
work together.
should or must work together daily. Do anyone see that word daily there?
Yes.
Okay, that line has such a wonderful meaning. Business people plus developers. They written this principle for software engineer. Now let's forget Agile is not for software. Agile is for every industry in the world. It could be automobile industry, pharmaceutical industry, even for construction. I don't know. Could happen. Now when I say business people, someone who gave me the contract, I will call them as a sponsor. Can I call them sponsor?
Yeah.
I want my sponsor representative. My sponsor itself will not come. Sponsor representative plus developer daily. Look at the word daily, important word. When changes are keep on coming in, when I have my business person sitting in my office, now changes becomes possible. This is totally different than predictive model, right? In predictive model, changes will come and I have to work out on something called a CCB. What CCB stands for?
Change
Change
control.
Change
control.
control board.
Control board, right? But here, we don't have that board because I have a business person standing here. But how do I learn it, man? One of the way to learn is read the 12 principles and see how this will impact on your project. If I read only 12 principles as a text content, I don't think it will sit with me. If I learn 12 principles, when I come to fourth principle, I should know how welcoming change will impact my fourth principle or how fourth principle can help my welcoming change. If I read in this model, the principle stays with me, isn't it? Let's see something like this. There is a principle, I believe it's a seventh principle. Working software is a primary measure of progress. Is this right? Is it a seventh principle?
Yes.
Okay. The seventh principle in 12 principle says working software is a primary measure of progress. Can anyone tell any of these pointers mapping there with that principle? Any of these bullet points?
Value-driven development.
Value-driven development. Okay. So you're giving value-driven development.
Learning through discovery.
Learning through discovery. Okay, nice.
I would say all of them, Shri.
All of them, right? So working software is a primary measure of progress. If I say this at 25 years back, show me something working, people look me, are you nut? Really? Yeah. How can I give you working, man? I will give you a work breakdown structure document. First you approve it. Then I will give you design document. Very good. Then you approve it. Then what you'll give? Then I'll start doing the job. Once in a while, you can visit my working area, take a look. They call inspection. Have you heard this word inspection?
Yeah.
Mhm.
We will inspect it. We will say, yes, this is what we will do. This is still happening in many industries. It is needed. But we go for an industry where we give a incremental small deliveries and it will be a repetitive process. When I do this, I'm looking for working in small value added increment. This is what your seventh principle talks about. Working software as a primary measure of progress. They use a word very carefully. Primary measure. What do you mean? When I say primary measure, do you think there is something called secondary measure also exists in the world?
Yes.
It's there, right? So if somebody debate and argue with me, Shri, you're telling always working. What about the documentation? You guys don't care about documentation? I'd hate Agile, man. In Agile, they are not care of documentation. Who said? It is there. But my primary focus is working. I don't say I don't want document. I need document. But needed document, let it be there. Still need product backlog. I need a product roadmap. If you want a WBS in your company, they're following it, still have it. But show me something workable. Don't waste my time with the too many document stuff, which I can see later part. Show me something working. That's important, right? So there Agile moves on. And this is also called Agile mindset. When you go to examination, your Agile mindset will be more questioned than something on doing Agile. What do you mean by doing Agile? What is doing Agile?
Just following the ceremonies.
Following ceremony, that's important, right? It's not also easy. Ceremonies could be like a team should be there, 7 people, 8 people, and there should be a scrum master, product owner, agile manager. Very good. What else you have to do? Every day I have to meet for 15 minutes to talk about what is happening. Every 2 weeks I have to do retrospective, review. Important, not denying that. But that is not the only thing. So agile is about the thought process. But she is so tough, man. It is a tough. If you're not done in your company, it is a tough to answer those questions. That's why in ShriLearning, we have hundreds, thousands of questions to practice. I'm not here interested how much mark you got. I'll be more interested how much of time you took to analyze that question, get the concept clear. I'll not be happy if someone clears the exam PMP within 3 weeks, 4 days, and 1 month or 3 months later, this person is non-usable person in the company. Have you heard many people like that? They are qualified, but they are not useful for the product or company. Have you seen some people like that? Is it
Yes.
possible? Is it
Yes,
happening?
it is possible. Yes.
Happening, right? I'm also coming from a country which has a high population. I will tell that people are a lot of engineer qualified, PhD qualified, and they say that non-usable education. I'm worried. Why? What's the point of getting PhD, but your PhD is not useful because you didn't learn in the right way? Then what's the point? I can make people to clear PMP just like that. But what's the point? There's no point, right? Okay, I will earn money. Then what's the point? I have a lot of money, but I have people who are very bad around me. My society is going to bad. My children will not have a good society. Then what's the point? So take 2 weeks more, 3 weeks more, read properly, learn well. Even if you fail, it's okay. Learn well. When you come out, even after 5 years clear PMP, you are the person people has to look at you. If you can do that, I think that's what the game is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the game, right?
Yes.
So what the point of getting certificate without having a knowledge? Yeah, that's should be bad, right? Then I'm not a good mentor. I made a bad mentorship there. Okay, keeping that philosophy away, this agile mindset, I would say, please read carefully. Where can I read it? In Agile Practice Guide, I can read one way. Other way is you can read in Rita 11th edition. There is a concept you can read. Also, there is an audio book in Rita 11th edition. You can listen to that. Also, if you go to YouTube channels, there are many, many people giving a lot of audios. Be little careful also. Some people are very commercial. Be little careful because they all push somehow some information. Read with the quality content. No, don't go with all the content in the world. I will also see that talk to someone in our WhatsApp group. If anyone already working in Agile, ask them what kind of Agile thought process you have, any problems. And this is the reason we form the expert group. This is the reason we follow exam groups. Please talk to some people. You will get a real experience also. Is it good? Did you learn something last few minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shri, I have
Yes.
one question.
Very good, right? Shall we see a question to trigger our thoughts?
Can I ask one question before that?
Sure. Please go ahead.
Shri, basically we talked about welcoming change, right? So how
Yes.
far we can welcome a change as part of our agile perspective is. So
Very good. Very good.
my
How far?
question is, I come from a hybrid background, but basically you made your sprint. Sorry, you made your backlog refinement. You planned your sprint, and your sprint has started. Ideally, with set of features. For a feature, your sprint has started, and your sprint runs for 2 weeks, for example. Yeah. So until what time frame can I accept the change? First 3 days, first 4 days, or until the last day of the sprint can I accept change? Again, my change, if it is out of my planned sprint, right? So I will put it into refinement, for example. But if it is to the refinement, but it is an value addition to the existing one which I have chosen, how should I proceed?
Okay, that's a good question. Basically, can I interpret or can I interrupt a sprint and give some change? If I can give a change, can I do in the beginning, middle, somewhere there?
Normally you shouldn't do that. It should be coming at the end. But if the sponsor says, "Hey, I'm giving you the money, I'm leading at the end, so I have to decide." If I say turn around 180 degrees, you have to do it. So you will stop the sprint at the end. But normally you do it at the end. So every sprint is locked and leaded by the product owner with a backlog.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for that input. Let me put this thought also. There is something called product roadmap created in agile products. When I say roadmap, can I use a term releases, release 1, release 2, release 3, and release 4? How they framed it? They are going to come with a product. A product could be some airlines booking system, something. Okay. Airlines booking is a final vision. This is what I want. When you want it, maybe end of 12 months, maybe end of 15 months, I want it, for which I'm giving release 1. Release 1 could be for the customer profile creation, could be there. Release 2 could be of booking process. Looking 3 could be for something else. Release 4 is something else. This is what it is. Now this will further go down into sprints. Can I say like that? Sprints on small boxes. Okay. Now, when I say a change, first let's look at a project perspective. When I say change, now change. What is a change? They want to do airlines related. This airlines related ultimate goal is I want the best product in the market. To bring the best product only, we are giving small work item. Because in the small work item, it will go to the customer. They can use it. They literally use it and then they give a feedback. Based on the feedback, some course correction can happen. So changes, what all level changes can come? Question to people here is, can you get the changes at the release level? Possible?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Can changes come at the smaller level? What you're implementing? That's also possible?
Yeah.
That's also possible. Yes.
Possible. Very good. So now, which change is expensive? At the release level or at the team small packet level, which is very expensive?
Small packet.
At a release level.
Okay, I'm getting two answers now. So which one is expensive change? A change coming here at the level, I'll give a number for it, 1 and 2. Which area change is expensive?
Expensive is at release level.
Release level is expensive, right? Why this level is not expensive, team level?
Because they are just doing that part, developing part.
Small
So
piece.
they
This is
can
small.
do that correction.
Small piece, okay.
It could be a feature.
Can be, right? So let's first talk from the expensive part. When I say expensive, let's say release number 3. This release number 3, they thought reward system for airlines ticket booking. Okay, reward system. They thought this to do. Now they're saying that we don't want reward system. Instead of that, we'll bring different concept inside this. We'll use AI in the booking. This was not even discussed when the contract was signed. When the AI they want to do you think it's a big change in the system?
Yes.
Yes.
But they didn't plan it. They didn't put a big plan. This is not a plan-driven project. But for release 3, which is going to happen on release 3 going to happen in the middle of this year. Middle of this year they plan. Now we are in month of March. They're planning for June or July. This work may come. Now here they're asking for a change. This change, who will discuss? Do you think the daily team members will discuss, or this will be discussed by somebody called project manager, somebody called product owner, somebody called product manager, somebody called a delivery manager, some these people, right? Management people. Do you think so?
Yes.
Think so? They will sit and talk when I bring instead of reward system, artificial intelligence based some customer support system. It's a new change. Now for this change, I will welcome the change. Should I deny or should I welcome for this AI based? Should I say no or should I say yes?
Yes.
Always yes.
Not always ask. Yes, we will ask question. But now read the second principle in Agile. In the second principle in Agile, what it says? Welcome changing requirements, even late in development. Further read the line, what it says?
Agile processes harness change for customers' competitive advantage.
Customer competitive advantage.
Competitive advantage. Did you read these 2 words?
Yeah.
Competitive advantage. Agile process harness change for the customer's competitive advantage. It is not Ramesh can do, John can do. No. Customer's advantage. If I don't accept AI based changes there, what is the purpose of doing airlines booking system itself? That's a question mark now. I can fight back with my customer. I will do only reward system. I will not do AI. Because as per the contract, we thought we will do reward system. Now, why are asking AI? I can fight back. What's the point? I can deliver it. What is the point? In NPS score, you know NPS score, Net Promoter Score. In Net Promoter Score, your customer will tell, I got the product, but I'm not happy. Can this happen?
Yes.
Yes.
And airlines, this will go to the market, no one will use it. Then what is the point? And that's called value-driven development. Do you see that somewhere in the bullet point? Value-driven development. Okay. Now let's go to the point. This is an expensive change. This change, I'm not going to say no. I'm going to listen. I will not blindly accept it, but at least listen. And somebody proves me AI-based booking system is important and that should come. If I don't do this, my airlines will not be in the industry in the next 5 years. Okay, I'll discuss it. Now let's go to the sprint part. Now let's go to release. In this release one, there is a customer profile creation. In customer profile creation, I want a user ID, password. I want to add your picture. I want to add your bank account. That's a related work item. Here a sprint is happening. Sprint is called as a time box. I'm sure you are aware of it, right? Time box. A time box, for example, let's say 10 days. For this 10 days, team will sit and do something called planning. In this 10 days of work, they plan this is what they want to do. Usually in Agile, it is recommended don't disturb the team in this 10 days of job. If at all there is a burning change is happening in the world, or the sponsor himself feels that the 10 days what he have planned doesn't make sense at all. That is the only scenario you will go and disturb the team. If not, you will not disturb it because you already know what to do for the release one. You know already what to do for release one. In this, any change comes in also, that should be part of next sprint, not this sprint. Somebody says this morning, you will not burn your team immediately. You will not go knock the door, come on, stop the work. No, you won't do that. You will at least allow the team to work for 10 days. Once in a while, you can go and disturb the team. Guys, we thought to do something for 10 days, but there was a burning change has come in, which we have to do immediately. And then the team will say, okay, let's take a look. Next time they'll give in retrospective feedback. Guys, don't disturb me like this because it's a knowledge work, not a painting work. I have to think and do a job. Allow us some time to do the job. At the management level, first you decide what you want to do. And when you come to sprint, allow us to do our job. This will be the feedback from the team. So answering the question, in a sprint or in iteration, highly respected if we can keep the 10 days without disturbance. Even if it comes once in a while, it can come. The two can come only through product owner who is a sponsor who will tell guys whatever we planned doesn't make sense. It could be first day, second day, third day, fourth day, any day of the sprint. They can come and say stop it. It can happen. But if it frequently happens, people start losing trust on the planning process. Once in a while, it can happen. 6 months, 1 year, once it can happen. It should not happen every day. Is it clear now?
Yeah, yes, it is clear.
Yeah, that's a point. But unfortunately, it is happening. For this, I'll quickly give a hint how to improve. If I have a 10 people in my team, and what I do is I did 10 days of plan. In 10 days of plan, I will not plan 100% work item. What I'll do is I will keep 80% for the teamwork. I'll keep 20% they call as a support hours. Have you heard about support hours? Which means when my team is working on new development, something comes as a bug fix, something as a problem, my team has some time to do that job. Will it help my team in this 10 days? So that I don't bug the team, right? I'll keep 80% to focus on the new work item, what they have to focus. I'll keep 20% on and bugs or problem fixing. I'll keep it. I'm just giving a number. Okay. You can argue me, she'll give 30%, she'll give 10. It's up to you. But at least I'll give some space for my team. Any unplanned work item comes inside, my team should be able to do the job because I cannot totally say I will not have time. For that reason, you can, it's up to you. That's a thought process. Right. Was it a good discussion? Seems. Look like time is running today faster, isn't it? So looking at the time, shall we see one question? Don't want to ignore the question. Or let's go to Alexander's question. Alexander, you had a question, right?
Oh, yes, I have a question. Okay.
Probably we'll go to your question, huh? We will see that question if you want to
I
share
mean,
that.
it's showing already right and wrong.
Share one question, at least we'll debate and argue on this question. We'll try to see the right answer. Okay.
Okay.
We'll do that, then we end up. Today we are starting a new PMP batch. So it's going to be more energetic in next 1 hour.
So here.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Oh.
Now you should see it, right?
Wow, the question looks like an essay.
Yeah.
Okay, help us. You want to read or you want to say what about this question?
I also can read it. So you have managed a project to write and publish 7 books. A team of contributing writers from your client's organization wrote the book's content. 6 of the 7 books are printed and distributed. The 7th was just sent to the printer, and the project closeout work has begun. While walking through the office, you overhear one of the writers mentioning that she made extensive use of an online source of information for the sections she wrote. When you got back to your desk, you do some spot checking of this writer's work and discover that quite a bit her text was copied word for word from this information source. You are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material on your project. What do you do? So walking through the answers, not looking at right and wrong, from bottom to up, call the printer and cancel the last book that has just been sent. Notify your project stakeholders immediately. Ask the writer what else she has copied and see about getting approval from the owner of the plagiarized information. Or is it A, since the books have already been printed, there is no use reporting to anyone?
Okay.
So,
all right. More of an ethical part, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so who wrote it? I'm reading the second sentence in the question at the top. A team of contributing writers from your client's organization. Client's organization. Client organization wrote the content. Okay. Okay, printing is gone, last stage. So what you are saying is call the printer and cancel the last book that has been sent. Okay. Okay, but yeah, I see that you see that issue and you want to stop it. But by stopping that, can we solve the problem? I'm trying to see that. Okay, what is your thought process in this answer?
So my thought process was exactly call the printer and cancel the last book that has just been sent. Walking through the question again, this is exactly my biggest problem in the exams, is not reading correctly, because in the question, it is exactly not mentioned in which book the text was copied from somewhere else. So it can be the 7th book, but it can be also the 3rd book that is already printed, no? So it is not clear mentioned which book most likely the text are copied from somewhere else. So this D is wrong.
Yeah, but a bit of ethical question also. But the last but one line says, you are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material on your project. So did they got authorization? Do you have rights to use it? We are not aware of it. So honestly, without seeing the 4 answers, you will tell that guy something wrong here. We need investigation.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be there. But let's look at which one is the closest answer which help to move forward. So D, you are saying that call the printer and cancel the last book. You also gave a thought process. We don't know which book they added this content.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give a pause to listen to any 1 or 2 people in this room if they have a different thought process here. Does anyone want to share your thought on this question? Any thought process? C, D, A?
Yes.
Hmm.
Actually, for me, I thought D is the right answer, but reading the last line, I would say maybe it is A because there is no proof that the online information is copyrighted. So might be that could be the reason why the answer A is right. So nowhere it is nowhere it is proven that this information is already a copyrighted information. They said it is an online information. It could be open source as well. So we never know.
Open source, okay. Okay, that's one thought. Nice, I like that. Kartika, you have something.
Yes, though the option one or A it says right, but it's a little ethical edge actually. Even we are not sure whether we have the agreement or not. So mistakes might have been done. We should report it. It says do not report since it's already done. That's not ethical.
Maybe your mic, you're pretty close to the mic, I believe. You want to say that A is good or A is not good?
That no, that's not right. A mistake is done. There's no point in saying don't report it, right? We should report it at any time. We know that there is something wrong.
Yes, I'm also jumping in that comment here. A is a big problem for me because as a project manager, what you not do is do nothing. And this is exactly in A what I'm doing. I do nothing.
How about answer B?
Yeah.
Are we sure she copied only that particular, not she or he, did only that portion? Should we really understand the root cause where it happened? But again, we don't know, right? So, but where the problem is, the last but one sentence says, you are unaware of any existing agreement authorizing the use of this material. If that's the case, why not C, notify your project stakeholders that something like this is happening, at least raising an alarm. Or let's see this way. Okay, we are handling an issue now. Okay, let's take one step back. Okay, one step back. When we write a book like this, in a book writing, what could be the risk before you start the project? What could have been a risk in the project? Content would be a risk. Don't we have a risk management plan for this kind of situation? In the risk management, should we thought that when such kind of things happens, what action to be taken? Should we talk to the person who wrote the book? Or should we inform some key stakeholders? Should we stop the printing? Should we move forward? Do we see what is a high risk, low risk, and moderate risk? Based on that, should we make an action?
Yeah.
Right? It should not be on the last minute, right? It should be something should be already in place.
Okay. Okay. I think now I got it because as you discussed it from the risk point of view, you're right. It is a passive acceptance. No, it's an active acceptance.
Could be. Or you can argue back. No, Shri, I'm ethically this way. I will report it. But have you discussed this as a risk already? Yeah. In a book writing, content is a problem. If I have not even thought about it before I start my project, I think I'm something wrong for me as a manager. We are talking about the passive acceptance, right? When you say passive acceptance, it's a low risk where in this kind of a book, see, as a book we are seeing, we don't know what book it is. Maybe a children book, maybe a healthcare book, maybe a sports book, maybe a car driving book. We don't know what book it is. You will argue with me, no, Sri, it's a passive acceptance. What is passive acceptance? We already know this risk will happen. If it happens, it's a passive. We'll accept it. No, Sri, it's an active acceptance. What is active acceptance? I will argue back. It's a copyright content problem. I'm going to stop this printing. Yeah, it can go both the side. I'm not giving an answer here, but I'm trying to make us to think ourselves. How do we see this as a risk when I thought about it before when I start the project? But still, I like the point Karthika mentioned here. Whatever something has happened, there is no use of reporting. I think that is something not really a great word to say. No use of, how do you know it's no use of reporting? There could be something, right? You should report some people. Something has been copied means, yeah, you have to keep people informed. If at all, somewhere the answer says, we already know this risk and it is a passive risk, yeah, then it is fine. Still, something like this happen should be reported. Okay, let's see something on understanding on the explanation. How the explanation is helping us. Determine if any materials belonging to the other company have been copied. Determine. Okay. The fact that the other company has gone out of business does not necessarily mean that it no longer owns intellectual property. Once you know if material from the other company has been copied, you can develop a plan to move forward. I'm seeing a bit different of thought process here in the explanation. Really tricky question.
But Sri, for us to know all these details, at least option B has to be the right one. Get more details what she has copied.
I felt so.
Or he or she has copied.
I feel so. I feel so.
But the thing is, they're directly jumping into a solution later on, right? But getting approval from the owner of the parallelized information.
That's too early.
That's not matching here. Like exactly in the A, if you remove the second one, there is no use of reporting. That is not matching with the first thing.
That's where the problem comes, I believe. How about answer C? Notifying the stakeholders. Will it be too much? It'll give panic mode?
Yeah, without much background analysis.
Without much background analysis, yeah, that's true.
Give more information to them.
They will come back with more questions which I'm not able to answer. So
C puts in panic mode. D, yeah, that alone will not solve the problem. B, I cannot tell she made this problem and start talking to the owner. That also is not a good thing. That's why they're going for A. That's a way. All right. Good for bringing this question. I allow the team to think more on this. I don't see a straight answer right now, but I'm trying to see from 2 points of view. One is stakeholder management. Other one is risk management. If we go one step back before come to a issue handling, I will see how as a manager, I should have handled this stakeholder earlier on so that I no need to overhear this. My team member should have shared the information to me directly. One. Other one is I would see that as a manager, I know that books publishing means content is a big problem. For this content, what could be a risk handling already in my place? What all I would have done? From that direction, I would see that. Good. Thanks for bringing this question. Let's allow this question to think. What I do is put this question in the group. Let's see how people are thinking.
Yes.
Let's trigger the thought process in the group.
Okay.
Okay. All right. I know time is running for me. I had to jump to the next subject discussion. First, thanks all for the participation today. It was nice listening to you all. Can you give me 1 or 2 words what you learned today? Anything you take away?
Yeah, difference to plan-driven and agile projects.
Okay.
Also with the 12 principles for agile, where coming changes, fast falling.
Fail fast. Okay. Okay. We saw something about it. I think we saw something about plan-driven project also. Even though we plan very well, doesn't mean everything works as per the plan.
Yes.
Changes could come, but changes are a bit expensive there because we planned it already. Yeah. Very good. Nice to know. Once again, thanks a lot for people from online, YouTube, LinkedIn watching here, and good wishes for your preparation. And people close to the exam, keep me posted on your progress so that I can also guide or give some information. How can we work together? Yep. Do well. We'll catch up again by next week. Alexander, you will take full exam. Share me a score and time management.
I will do.
Perfect.
Thank you so much.
All right. Fantastic. Catch you all. See you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Sri. Thank you all.
Thank you.